What if I told you that right now, as you're watching this video, you're sitting inside an invisible energy field that extends 3 to 8 feet beyond your physical body? What if this field determines everything? Your health, relationships, success, and even opportunities in your life? What if I could teach you to control this field in the next 30 minutes, giving you results you can feel and measure within 24 hours? This isn't a theory. This isn't wishful thinking. This is practical energy science that you can start using immediately. And by the end of this video, you'll never see yourself the same way again. The energy field reality. Let's start with what's happening around you right now. Your heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in your body, 60 times stronger than your brain. This field is measurable with scientific instruments and extends in a torus shape around your entire body. But most people don't realize this field isn't just a byproduct of your heartbeat. It's an active force that influences everything in your environment. When you walk into a room, people feel your energy field before seeing you. When you're thinking negative thoughts, your field contracts and becomes chaotic. When you're in a state of love or gratitude, your field expands and becomes coherent. This isn't metaphysics. It's measurable electromagnetic activity that affects other people, animals, and even electronic devices. The Institute of Heart Math has spent decades studying these fields, and their research shows something remarkable. When your heart rhythm becomes coherent, meaning it creates a smooth sine wave pattern, your electromagnetic field becomes organized and powerful. This cohesive state can be achieved through specific techniques, and when you master it, you become a walking generator of positive energy. But your energy field isn't just electromagnetic. You also have what researchers call a biofield, a complex interaction of electromagnetic, biophotonic, and quantum fields that surround and interpenetrate your physical body. This biofield carries information, responds to intention, and can be consciously directed and controlled. Why most people have chaotic energy? Before learning to control our energy field, we must understand why most people's fields are completely chaotic. Modern life is an assault on your natural energy patterns. You're constantly bombarded by electromagnetic pollution from Wi-Fi, cell phones, computers, and electrical devices. You're exposed to other people's chaotic energy fields in crowded spaces. You're consuming processed foods that disrupt your body's natural electrical systems. The biggest disruptor of your energy field is your own unconscious mental and emotional patterns. Every thought you think creates an electromagnetic signature. Every emotion you feel generates a specific frequency pattern. When you're constantly worried, stressed, angry, or fearful, you're broadcasting chaos into your energy field. Most people walk around with energy fields that look static on an old television, completely disorganized, weak, and constantly fluctuating. This chaotic energy attracts more chaos. It repels opportunities. It makes you feel drained and disconnected. It's why some people seem to have bad luck following them everywhere they go. But here's the good news. Once you understand how your energy field works, you can take control of it. You can learn to generate coherent, powerful energy that attracts and repels what you don't want. You can become someone whose presence makes others feel better, whose energy field creates opportunities and synchronicities wherever you go. The 3 layers of your energy field. Your energy field isn't just one simple electromagnetic bubble. It comprises 3 distinct layers, each with its own function and characteristics. Understanding these layers is crucial for learning to control your overall energy. The personal layer of 3 feet. This is your immediate energy boundary, the field most directly connected to your physical body. This layer reflects your current emotional and mental state. When you're happy, This layer is bright and expansive. When you're depressed, it contracts and becomes dense. This is the layer that other people feel when they're close to you, and it's the first layer you need to learn to control. The interactive layer, 3-8 feet. This is your social energy field. The layer that interacts with other people's energy fields when you're in the same room. This layer carries your intentions, beliefs about yourself, and expectations about how others will respond to you. People are naturally drawn to you when this layer is coherent and positive. People unconsciously avoid you or feel uncomfortable around you when it's chaotic or damaging. The extended layer, 8+ feet. This is your environmental energy field, the layer that interacts with the broader electromagnetic environment around you. This layer is connected to what some call the morphic field, or the collective consciousness. When this layer is strong and coherent, you start experiencing synchronicities, meaningful coincidences, and what seems like good luck. This is the layer that advanced practitioners use to influence their environment and attract specific experiences. The foundation, heart coherence. The first and most crucial skill in energy field control is achieving heart coherence. This is the foundation upon which everything else builds. When your heart rhythm is coherent, it automatically organizes your entire energy field. Here's how to achieve it. The basic heart coherence technique. Sit comfortably with your back straight and place your hand on your heart. Close your eyes and focus your attention on the area around your heart. Begin breathing slowly and deeply, but don't force it. Imagine that you're breathing directly through your heart. As you breathe, recall a genuine feeling of appreciation, gratitude, or love. It could be for a person, a pet, a beautiful natural place, or even just that you're alive and breathing. The key is that the feeling must be genuine. You can't fake heart coherence. Continue breathing through your heart while maintaining this feeling of appreciation. After about 3 to 5 minutes, you should start to feel a shift. Your breathing will become naturally rhythmic, your mind will become calmer, and you'll feel a sense of inner stability. This is heart coherence, the foundation of all energy field control. Practice this technique for 10 minutes every morning and evening. Within a week, you'll notice that you can achieve coherence more quickly and maintain it more extended. Within a month, you'll find that you can shift into coherence even in stressful situations. Energy field awareness exercises. Once you can achieve fundamental heart coherence, the next step is developing awareness of your energy field. Most people have never consciously felt their energy field, so these exercises will help you create that sensitivity. Exercise 1. The energy bubble. Sit quietly and achieve heart coherence. Now, imagine you're sitting inside a bubble of energy that extends about 3 feet around your body. Don't try to visualize this bubble, try to feel it. Notice any sensations of warmth, tingling, or subtle pressure around your body. Place your hands about 6 inches away from your body and slowly move them around as if you're feeling the boundary of this energy bubble. Many people can feel a subtle resistance or change in sensation when their hands encounter their energy field boundary. Exercise 2. Energy expansion and contraction. While maintaining heart coherence, practice expanding and contracting your energy field. To develop it, breathe deeply and imagine your energy field growing larger, extending further from your body. To contract it, breathe out and imagine pulling your energy field closer to your body. Notice how expansion feels different from contraction. Most people find that expansion feels more open and confident, while contraction feels more protected and contained. Both states have their uses, and learning to shift between them consciously is a key skill. Exercise 3. Energy quality shifts. Practice changing the quality or flavor of your energy field. While in heart coherence, focus on different emotions and notice how they change the feeling of your energy field. Try gratitude, love, excitement, peace, and confidence. Each emotion will create a different energetic signature you can learn to recognize and consciously generate. Cleansing your energy field. Before effectively controlling your energy field, you must clear out the accumulated energy debris that most people carry. This debris comes from negative experiences, other people's energy, electromagnetic pollution, and unconscious thought patterns. The waterfall technique. Sit or stand comfortably and achieve heart coherence. Imagine a waterfall of pure, white light above your head. See and feel this light cascading down through your energy field, washing away any heavy, dark, or chaotic energy. Let the light flow through every layer of your field, carrying away stress, negativity, and energetic attachments. Spend at least 5 minutes with this visualization, feeling the light's cleansing effect. End by imagining the dirty energy being washed away into the earth, where it's neutralized and transformed. The spinning technique. Visualize your energy field as a sphere of light around your body. Now imagine this sphere beginning to spin, slowly at first, then faster. As it spins, it creates a centrifugal force that throws off any negative or foreign energy. Continue the spinning for several minutes, then gradually slow it down until your energy field is still and clear. The boundary reset. Many people have weak or damaged energy field boundaries from trauma, stress, or energy vampires. To reset your boundaries, visualize a bright golden shell forming around the outer edge of your energy field. This shell is permeable to love and positive energy, but completely blocks negative energy, psychic attacks, and energy drains. Practice strengthening this boundary daily until you can maintain it unconsciously. A firm energy boundary is essential for keeping energy while interacting with others. Programming your energy field. Once your energy field is clean and coherent, you can begin programming it with specific intentions and qualities. This is where energy field control becomes a practical manifestation of technology. Intention setting protocol. Achieve heart coherence and expand your awareness to include your entire energy field. Now, clearly state your intention, either out loud or silently. But don't just think the words. Feel the intention throughout your energy field. If you intend to attract abundance, feel what abundance would feel like in your energy field. If you want to improve your health, feel the vibration of perfect health radiating through your field. Hold this intention-feeling combination for at least 5 minutes, allowing it to saturate every layer of your energy field. End by expressing gratitude, as if your intention has already manifested. Energy signature creation. You can program your energy field to broadcast specific qualities that influence how others respond to you. Want to be seen as confident and competent? Generate the feeling of confidence in your heart and let it expand through your entire energy field. Want to be more attractive and magnetic? Focus on self-love and appreciation until your field radiates with that quality. The key is authenticity. You can't fake an energy signature. You must genuinely feel the quality you want to broadcast. But with practice, you can learn to generate almost any positive emotional state and maintain it in your energy field. Environmental programming. Advanced practitioners can program their energy field to influence their environment. Before entering a meeting, you can program your field to promote harmony and cooperation. Before a difficult conversation, you can program your field to facilitate understanding and compassion. This isn't manipulation, creating an energetic environment that brings out the best in everyone involved. When your energy field is coherent and positive, it naturally encourages others to match that state. Protection and shielding techniques. As you become more sensitive to energy, you'll also become more aware of negative or draining energies around you. Learning to protect your energy field is crucial for maintaining your well-being. The mirror shield. Visualize a mirror-like shield around your energy field when you're around negative people or in toxic environments. This shield reflects negative energy to its source, while allowing positive energy to pass through. The key is to set this shield with love, not fear. You're not attacking anyone, but simply maintaining your energetic integrity. The transmutation field. You can program your energy field to automatically transmute negative energy into positive energy for a more advanced approach. Visualize your field as a powerful transformer that converts any negative energy it encounters into love, light, and healing energy. This technique protects you and helps heal the environment around you. Energy cord cutting. You form energetic connections throughout the day with the people you interact with. Most of these connections are harmless and dissolve naturally. But some can become draining energy cords that continue to pull on your energy even when you're not with that person. To cut energy cords, visualize golden scissors or a sword of light cutting through any energetic attachments between you and others. Be specific. Cut cords to people or situations you feel are draining your energy. Replace these connections with cords of light that allow for healthy interaction without energy drain. Advanced energy field technique. Once you've mastered the basics, there are advanced techniques that can dramatically amplify your energy field control abilities. The torus field activation. Your natural energy field has a torus shape, like a donut of energy flowing around your body. You can consciously activate and strengthen this torus field for increased power and protection. Visualize energy flowing through the center of your body, out through the top of your head, down around the outside, and back up through your feet. This creates a self-sustaining energy circulation that dramatically increases your field strength. Frequency tuning. Just as you can tune a radio to different stations, you can tune your energy field to other frequencies. Each frequency attracts different experiences and opportunities. The frequency of gratitude attracts abundance. The frequency of love attracts relationships. The frequency of excitement attracts new opportunities. Learn to consciously shift your energy field to different frequencies based on what you want to attract into your life. This is a practical manifestation at the energetic level. Group field creation. When multiple people synchronize their energy fields, they create a group field that's much more powerful than the sum of its parts. Practice this with family members, friends, or spiritual groups. Have everyone achieve heart coherence simultaneously. Then set a group intention. The results can be remarkable. Measuring your progress. Energy field control is a skill that improves with practice, and there are specific ways to measure your progress. Subjective indicators. You feel more energized and less drained by interactions with others. People respond to you more positively. You experience more synchronicities and lucky coincidences. You can shift your emotional state more quickly and easily. You feel more confident and centered in challenging situations. Objective indicators. Your heart rate variability improves, measurable with HRV devices. You need less sleep, but feel more rested. Your physical health improves. Your relationships become more harmonious. Opportunities and resources appear more frequently in your life. Environmental indicators. Electronic devices work better around you. Plants and animals are drawn to you. You can sense the energy of places and people more accurately. You can influence the mood of groups just by your presence. Common mistakes in troubleshooting. As you develop your energy field control abilities, avoid these common mistakes. Trying too hard. Energy field control is about allowing and directing, not forcing. You'll disrupt your field if you're straining or trying too hard. Approach the practice with a relaxed focus and gentle intention. Neglecting the physical foundation. Your energy field is connected to your physical body. If you're not taking care of your physical health, eating well, exercising, getting enough sleep, your energy field will be weak no matter what techniques you use. Inconsistent practice. Like any skill, Energy field control requires consistent practice. Doing the exercises once in a while won't create lasting change. Commit to daily practice, even if it's just 10 minutes daily, focusing only on getting. If you only use energy field techniques to get things for yourself, you'll create an energetic imbalance. Balance your practice by focusing on giving, serving, and contributing to others. Integration into daily life. The ultimate goal is to integrate energy field awareness and control into your daily life so that it becomes natural and automatic. Morning energy setup. Start each day with a 10-minute energy field preparation routine. Achieve heart coherence, cleanse your field, set your intentions for the day, and activate your protective boundaries. This sets the energetic tone for your entire day. Midday energy reset. Take a few minutes in the middle of the day to check in with your energy field. Are you still coherent, or have you become scattered and chaotic? Use the heart coherence technique to reset and realign your energy. Evening energy review. Before bed, review your day from an energetic perspective. What situations drained your energy? What interactions enhanced it? What did you learn about your energy patterns? Use this information to refine your practice. Micro practices throughout the day. Develop the habit of using micro practices throughout the day. Take 3 coherent breaths before essential conversations. Expand your energy field when you want to be more influential. Contact your field when you need protection. These small practices add up to significant changes over time. The ripple effect. As you master energy field control, you'll notice that your influence extends far beyond your immediate environment. Your coherent, positive energy field creates ripples that affect everyone you encounter. You become a source of healing and upliftment in the world. People will start commenting that they feel better around you. Conflicts will resolve more easily in your presence. Animals and children will be drawn to you. You'll find that you can influence situations by maintaining a coherent energy field. This is the true power of energy field mastery. Not just improving your life, but becoming a positive force that elevates everyone and everything around you. Your 24-hour challenge. Here's your challenge for the next 24 hours. Practice the heart coherence technique for 10 minutes this morning. Throughout the day, check in with your energy field every few hours. Notice how different situations, people, and thoughts affect your energy. Before bed tonight, spend 10 minutes cleansing and programming your energy field for tomorrow. Pay attention to how people respond to you differently. Notice any changes in your mood, energy levels, or the opportunities that show up. Most people who commit to this 24-hour challenge report noticeable differences in their experience of life. The science behind the practice. What you're learning isn't just ancient wisdom. It's cutting-edge science. Research in quantum physics shows that consciousness affects reality at the most fundamental level. Studies in biofield science demonstrate that human energy fields can be measured and influence biological processes. The Global Coherence Initiative has shown that when groups of people achieve heart coherence simultaneously, it affects the Earth's electromagnetic field. You're not just changing your energy, you're contributing to the coherence of the entire planet. Energy field mastery is ultimately about more than personal improvement. As more people learn to control their energy fields, we create a network of coherent energy that can help heal our world. Every person who masters their energy field becomes a node in a global grid of positive influence. This is how real change happens, not through force or manipulation, but through the gradual elevation of human consciousness. By mastering your energy field, you're participating in the evolution of human awareness itself. If this exploration of energy field control has opened your awareness to new possibilities, if you're feeling that spark of recognition about your energetic nature, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. This channel is dedicated to practical spiritual development that creates fundamental, measurable changes in your life. Like this video, if it's given you tools, you can use them immediately to transform your energy and experience. And in the comments below, share your experience. Have you ever felt your energy field? What questions do you have about developing these abilities? What changes do you notice when you practice these techniques? Next week, we're diving deep into advanced energy protection techniques and how to maintain your energy field in challenging environments. You won't want to miss how your thoughts create your energy signature, instant reality shift method. Remember, you are not just a physical body with thoughts and emotions. You are a conscious being generating a powerful energy field that influences everything around you. The question isn't whether you have this power, but whether you'll learn to use it consciously and responsibly. Your energy field is your interface with reality. Master it, and you master your experience of life itself. The techniques you've learned today are just the beginning. Practice them consistently and prepare to discover capabilities you never knew you had. Until next time, stay coherent and conscious, and remember, you are far more powerful than you've been taught to believe. What if I told you that every single thought you've ever had has left an energetic fingerprint on reality? What if your thoughts aren't just electrical impulses in your brain, but energy transmissions constantly broadcasting your signature to the universe? In the next 30 minutes, I will show you exactly how your thoughts create what scientists call your energy signature. And, more importantly, how to consciously reprogram this signature to attract the life you want. This isn't positive thinking. This isn't a wishful manifestation. This is measurable, scientific energy manipulation that you can start using immediately. The hidden science of thought energy. As you're processing these words, your brain is generating approximately 20 watts of electrical power, enough to light a small bulb. But here's what neuroscience textbooks don't tell you. This electrical activity doesn't just stay contained within your skull. It radiates outward as electromagnetic waves that can be detected several feet away from your body. Every thought creates a unique electromagnetic pattern, like a fingerprint made of energy. When you think about love, your brain generates one specific frequency signature. When you think about fear, it generates an entirely different pattern. These aren't just random electrical fluctuations. They're organized, coherent energy transmissions that carry information about your internal state. Dr. Masaru Emoto's groundbreaking water crystal experiments proved that thoughts can restructure matter at the molecular level. When water was exposed to loving thoughts, it formed beautiful, symmetrical crystals. When exposed to hateful thoughts, the crystals became chaotic and distorted. If thoughts can reorganize water molecules. And remember, your body is 70% water. Imagine what they're doing to your entire energetic field. But the implications go far beyond your physical body. Quantum physics reveals that consciousness plays a fundamental role in collapsing wave functions and determining reality. The observer effect demonstrates that mere observation changes the behavior of subatomic particles. Your thoughts aren't just observing reality, they're actively participating in its creation. Understanding your personal energy signature. Your energy signature is like your energetic DNA, a unique vibrational pattern that identifies you in the quantum field. This signature comprises several layers, each influenced by different aspects of your consciousness. The mental layer. This is the most apparent component. Your thoughts throughout the day. But it's not just the content of your thoughts that matters. It's the quality, intensity, and emotional charge behind them. An idea backed by strong emotion creates a much more powerful, energetic signature than a casual passing thought. The emotional layer. Emotions are energy in motion. creating some of your signature's strongest components. Fear, anger, and resentment generate chaotic, low-frequency patterns that attract similar energies. Love, gratitude, and joy create coherent, high-frequency patterns that magnetize positive experiences. The belief layer. Your core beliefs about yourself, life, and reality create the foundational frequency of your signature. These beliefs often operate below conscious awareness, but constantly broadcast their energy patterns. If you believe you're unworthy of success, that belief creates a signature that repels opportunities, regardless of what you consciously think you want. The intention layer. This is where conscious manifestation happens. When you set clear intentions backed by genuine emotion and unwavering belief, you create focused energy transmissions that can reshape your reality. But here's the key. Your intentions must align with your deeper beliefs, or they'll create conflicting signatures that cancel each other out. How energy signatures attract and repel. The universe operates on the principle of resonance. Like attracts like at the energetic level. Your personal energy signature acts like a radio station, constantly broadcasting on specific frequencies. Your life experiences, people, and opportunities are tuned to match whatever frequency you're transmitting. This explains why some people seem to effortlessly attract success, while others struggle despite working harder. It's not about luck or favoritism from the universe. It's about energetic resonance. If your signature is broadcasting scarcity, limitation, and struggle, that's exactly what will resonate back to you. But when you consciously understand how to craft your energy signature, you can tune yourself to attract whatever you desire. This isn't manipulation or forcing. It's alignment with natural law. The attraction mechanism. When your energy signature is coherent and focused, it creates what physicists call a standing wave in the quantum field. This standing wave acts like a magnet, drawing experiences that match its frequency. The more coherent your signature, the stronger the magnetic effect. The repulsion mechanism. Just as your signature attracts matching energies, it also repels non-matching ones. This is why negative people and situations seem to bounce off you or avoid you when you're genuinely positive. Your coherent positive signature literally cannot resonate with chaotic negative energy. The 4 types of energy signatures. Through decades of research and observation, energy practitioners have identified 4 primary types of energy signatures that most people operate from. The victim signature. Thoughts of powerlessness, blame, and external control characterize this signature. People with this signature constantly think, "Why does this always happen to me?" Or, "I have no control over my circumstances." This creates a chaotic, low-frequency pattern that attracts more situations, reinforcing the victim's mentality. The survivor signature. This is a step up from victim consciousness. Survivors have moved beyond blame, but are still operating from scarcity and fear. Their thoughts focus on getting by and making it through. While more stable than victim energy, this signature still attracts struggle and limitation because that's what it's tuned to. The achiever signature. Achievers have learned to use their thoughts and energy to create success in the material world. They think of thoughts of goal achievement, competition, and external validation. This signature can attract wealth and status, but it often comes with stress, burnout, and a sense of emptiness because it focuses on external circumstances rather than internal alignment. The creator signature. This is the most powerful signature, the frequency of conscious creation. Creators understand that they are the source of their experience, not the victim of it. Their thoughts focus on possibility, gratitude, and service. This signature attracts synchronicities, flow states, and experiences that seem almost magical because they're aligned with the universe's creative force. The thought-emotion-reality loop. Understanding how thoughts create your energy signature requires grasping the feedback loop between thoughts, emotions, and experienced reality. This isn't a linear process. It's a dynamic, interactive system where each component influences the others. Stage 1. Thought generation. It starts with a thought. This could be a conscious thought you deliberately choose, or an unconscious thought triggered by external circumstances. The key is understanding that you have far more control over your thoughts than most people realize. Stage 2. Emotional response. Every thought triggers an emotional response, even if it's subtle. This emotion isn't just a feeling, it's a specific energy frequency that gets added to your overall signature. The stronger the emotion, the more powerful the energetic transmission. Stage 3. Energetic broadcast. The combination of thought and emotion creates an energetic broadcast that radiates from your biofield into the quantum field. This broadcast carries information about your internal state and your expectations about reality. Stage 4. Reality response. The quantum field responds to your energetic broadcast by organizing circumstances, opportunities, and experiences that match your signature. This isn't instant. There's usually a time delay that depends on the strength and consistency of your signature. Stage 5. Feedback loop. When these matching experiences appear in your life, they trigger new thoughts and emotions, creating new energetic broadcasts that attract new experiences. This creates either an upward spiral of positive manifestation or a downward spiral of negative attraction. Practical techniques for signature transformation. Now that you understand the mechanics, let's explore specific techniques for consciously transforming your energy signature. The signature scan technique. Begin by developing awareness of your current signature. Sit quietly and tune into your energy field. Notice the quality of your thoughts, the emotional tone of your inner state, and the overall flavor of your energy. Is it heavy or light? Chaotic or coherent? Contracted or expanded? Don't judge what you find. Observe. This awareness is the first step in conscious signature transformation. The frequency shift protocol. Once you know your current signature, you can begin shifting it. Choose a specific quality you want to embody, perhaps confidence, abundance, or love. Instead of just thinking about this quality, feel it in your body. Feel confident in your posture, your breathing, and your energy field. Feel abundance as a warm, expansive sensation in your chest. Feel the love as a gentle, radiating energy from your heart. Hold this feeling for at least 5 minutes while breathing deeply, allowing it to saturate your entire energy field. The signature anchoring method. To make your new signature more permanent, you need to anchor it with repetition and emotional intensity. Choose a specific time each day, preferably morning and evening, to practice generating your desired signature. The more consistently you practice, the more natural this new signature becomes. Create a physical anchor as well. A specific gesture, posture, or breathing pattern you associate with your desired signature. With practice, you can instantly trigger this signature by activating your anchor. The belief reprogramming technique. Since your core beliefs form the foundation of your signature, transforming limiting beliefs is crucial for lasting change. Identify the beliefs creating unwanted signatures. Beliefs about your worth, capabilities, or what's possible. Don't try to fight these beliefs directly. Instead, begin generating evidence for new, empowering beliefs. If you want to believe you're worthy of success, start noticing every small success you already have. If you want to think abundance is possible, begin appreciating every form of abundance already present in your life. Advanced signature mastery. Once you've mastered the basics, there are advanced techniques that can dramatically amplify your signature transformation abilities. Quantum signature jumping. This technique involves consciously shifting between different possible versions of yourself. In quantum physics, every possible version of you exists simultaneously in parallel realities. By consciously accessing the energy signature of your most successful, abundant, joyful self, you can begin attracting experiences that match that version of you. Close your eyes and imagine the version of yourself who has already achieved everything you desire. Feel into their energy signature. How do they think, feel, and move through the world? Now, consciously step into that signature and embody it as if it's already your reality. Collective signature harmonization. Your signature doesn't exist in isolation. It's constantly interacting with the signatures of everyone around you. Advanced practitioners learn to harmonize their signature with positive collective fields while protecting themselves from negative ones. When entering any environment, take a moment to sense the collective energy signature of that space. Open your field to harmonize if it's positive and aligned with your goals. If it's negative or chaotic, strengthen your boundaries and maintain your coherent signature without being influenced by the surrounding energy. Timeline signature shifting. This advanced technique involves shifting your signature to match a specific future timeline you want to experience. Every possible future has its unique energy signature. By learning to embody the signature of your desired future, you can pull that timeline into your present experience. Visualize your ideal future in vivid detail, but more importantly, feel the energy signature of that future. How would you feel if you were already living that life? What would your thoughts be like? What would your overall energy feel like? Practice embodying this future signature until it becomes more familiar than your current one. The science of signature measurement. While energy signatures might seem mystical, they're measurable phenomena. Heart rate variability, HRV, monitors can detect the coherence of your heart's electromagnetic field, a key component of your signature. EEG devices can measure the brainwave patterns associated with different thought states. Biofeedback devices can help you learn to control these measurable aspects of your signature consciously. As you practice the techniques in this video, you can see your progress in real time through these technological tools. But you don't need expensive equipment to measure your signature. The most reliable indicator is your life experience itself. As your signature becomes more coherent and aligned with your desires, you'll notice increased synchronicities and meaningful coincidences, improved relationships and social interactions, enhanced creativity and problem-solving abilities, better physical health and energy levels. More opportunities and resources are appearing in your life. Common signature sabotage patterns. Even when people understand these principles intellectually, they often unconsciously sabotage their signature transformation. Here are the most common patterns to watch for. The worthiness sabotage. Many people don't believe they deserve the life they consciously want. This creates a conflicted signature where the conscious mind broadcasts one frequency while the subconscious broadcasts another. The result is either no manifestation at all or manifestations that come with unexpected problems. The impatience sabotage. Signature transformation takes time, especially when you're changing deeply ingrained patterns. Impatience creates a chaotic signature that slows down the manifestation process. Trust the process and focus on maintaining consistency rather than forcing immediate results. The comparison sabotage. Constantly comparing your progress to others creates a signature of lack and inadequacy. Remember, Everyone's journey is unique, and your signature transformation will unfold at precisely the right pace for you. The perfectionism sabotage. Maintaining a perfect signature creates stress and resistance, corrupting the signature you're trying to make. Allow yourself to be human. The goal isn't perfection, it's conscious awareness and gradual improvement. Environmental influences on your signature. Your energy signature doesn't exist in a vacuum. Your environment constantly influences it. Understanding these influences allows you to optimize your surroundings for signature enhancement. Electromagnetic environment. The electromagnetic fields from electronic devices can interfere with your natural energy signature. While you can't eliminate all EMF exposure in modern life, you can minimize it during your signature practice sessions. Turn off unnecessary devices. Use airplane mode on your phone and consider practicing in nature when possible. Social environment. The people you spend time with have a profound impact on your signature. Energy signatures naturally entrain to each other, meaning they tend to synchronize. Spend time with people whose signatures you admire and want to emulate. Limit exposure to people with chaotic or negative signatures until your signature is strong enough to maintain its coherence, regardless of external influence. Physical environment. Your physical surroundings also affect your signature. Cluttered, chaotic spaces create chaotic signatures. Beautiful, organized spaces support coherent signatures. Pay attention to how different environments make you feel and choose to spend time in spaces that naturally elevate your energy. Natural environment. Nature has an inherently coherent energy signature that can help stabilize and enhance your own. The Schumann resonance. The Earth's natural electromagnetic frequency particularly benefits human energy fields. Spend time in nature regularly, especially during your signature practice sessions. The ripple effect of signature transformation. When you transform your energy signature, the effects extend beyond your personal life. Your coherent signature becomes a positive influence on everyone around you. You become a source of healing and upliftment in the world. This ripple effect explains why personal transformation is a service to humanity. Every person who develops a coherent, loving energy signature contributes to the collective elevation of human consciousness. You're not just changing your own life, you're participating in the evolution of our species. You need consistent daily practice to make signature transformation a permanent part of your life. Here's a simple protocol you can start immediately. Morning signature setting, 10 minutes. Upon waking, before checking your phone or engaging with the world, spend 10 minutes consciously creating your desired signature for the day. Use the frequency shift protocol to embody the energy you want to carry throughout the day. Midday signature check, 2 minutes. Set a reminder to check in with your signature at midday. Has it remained coherent, or has it become scattered by the day's activities? Use the signature anchoring method to realign with your desired frequency quickly. Evening signature review, 5 minutes. Before sleep, review your day from an energetic perspective. What thoughts and emotions dominated your signature? What external influences affected it? What can you learn for tomorrow's practice? Weekly signature upgrade. Once a week, assess your overall signature patterns and choose one specific aspect to upgrade. You may want to increase your confidence signature or reduce your worry signature. Focus on this one upgrade for the entire week. The future of signature mastery. As more people understand and practice conscious signature transformation, we approach a tipping point in human consciousness. Imagine a world where most people operate from creator signatures rather than victim or survivor signatures. The collective energy of humanity would shift dramatically, creating possibilities we can barely imagine today. You have the opportunity to be part of this transformation. Every moment you spend developing your signature mastery contributes to this collective shift. You're not just improving your life, you're helping to birth a new era of human potential. Your signature transformation starts now. The techniques you've learned today aren't just theoretical concepts. They're practical tools that work when applied consistently. Your energy signature is being created moment by moment through your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. The question isn't whether you're making a signature, but whether you're creating it consciously or unconsciously. Starting right now, you can begin taking conscious control of your energetic broadcast. Every thought you choose, every emotion you cultivate, and every belief you embody shapes your signature and, therefore, your reality. Remember, you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the conscious creator of your energy signature and, therefore, the architect of your experience. The power to transform your life exists within you, waiting to be activated through conscious signature mastery. If this exploration of thought energy and signature creation has opened your awareness to new possibilities, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell if you feel that spark of recognition about your creative power. This channel is dedicated to practical consciousness development that creates fundamental, measurable changes in your life. Like this video, if it's given you tools you can use immediately to transform your energy signature and reality. And in the comments below, share your experience. Have you ever noticed how your thoughts affect your energy? What questions do you have about developing signature mastery? What changes do you see when you practice these techniques? Next week, we're diving deep into advanced protection techniques for maintaining your signature in challenging environments. You won't want to miss how to speak to the universe like the ancients did. Instant response method. Remember, you are not just a physical being having thoughts. You are a conscious energy signature temporarily focused in a physical form. Every thought you think is a creative act. Every emotion you feel is an energetic broadcast. Every belief you hold is a reality-shaping force. Your signature is your power. Master it, and you master your life. The universe is waiting to respond to your conscious, energetic broadcast. The question is, what signal will you choose to send? Until next time, stay conscious, stay coherent, and remember, you are the artist of your energetic masterpiece.